The key jingled in the lock, a familiar sound that usually brought a smile to my face. Today it felt heavy. I'd rushed home from work, a gnawing unease pulling me away from spreadsheets and deadlines. Mom had come to help with little Liam, our 3-month-old. It had been a lifesaver, but lately things felt off. The house was quiet. Too quiet. Lily was asleep in her crib, a tiny angel radiating peaceful breaths. I headed for the living room, the scent of Mom's lavender perfume, usually a comforting presence. Instead, a different smell hung in the air, something musky, something unfamiliar. Then I saw them. Mom, my 60-year-old mother, was nestled on the sofa, her head resting on the shoulder of our neighbor, Mr. Henderson. He was 59, a kind man, always ready with a wave or a friendly chat, but this was beyond friendly. They were draped together, a scene of intimacy I never imagined witnessing. Mr. Henderson's arm was loosely around Mom, her hand resting on his. They were asleep, a picture of domestic bliss that shattered my reality. My heart hammered against my ribs. Disbelief warred with anger. This was my mother, the woman who'd taught me right from wrong, sleeping with our neighbor. My initial shock gave way to a cold, hard fury. "Mom," I said, my voice tight with barely controlled emotion. The sound startled them awake. Mr. Henderson's eyes widened, a mixture of guilt and defiance in their depths. Mom's face, usually etched with worry lines, was flushed, a soft smile playing on her lips. "Oh, Mark," she said, her voice soft, almost apologetic. "You're home early. Early enough to see you snoozing with Mr. Henderson," I replied, my voice still tight. "Care to explain?" The initial awkwardness gave way to a raw honesty. Mom's eyes filled with tears. She didn't try to hide it. She explained everything. "It's been complicated, Mark," she started, her voice wavering. "Your father, he's changed. He's been distant, withdrawn. We haven't been intimate in years." I felt invisible. She explained how Mr. Henderson, initially a friendly ear, had become a confidant, then a friend, and finally something more. She spoke of shared laughter, stolen moments, the rekindling of a passion she thought she'd lost. It wasn't a casual affair, she stressed. It was a deep connection, a love that had blossomed unexpectedly. Mr. Henderson chimed in, his voice quiet but firm. He spoke of his own unhappy marriage, a loveless union that had withered over decades. He said he hadn't meant to hurt anyone, but he fell in love with my mother. "I understand you're shocked, Mark," he said, his eyes filled with a genuine regret. "But this isn't something we can just undo. Your mother and I, we love each other." My anger simmered down, replaced by a wave of confusion. I felt like I was walking through a bizarre dream. 3 months. 3 months she'd been secretly seeing him, while Dad believed she was here to help us with the baby. He had allowed her to fly over 1,000 miles to us with mixed feelings, knowing he will greatly miss her, but glad the grandson will have the best care. She has been away from him for just 3 months, and now was not in any hurry to return. My father, the man I'd always respected, had been replaced by a stranger in my mother's eyes. I felt a deep sense of responsibility, a crushing weight on my shoulders. This wasn't just about my parents' failing marriage. It was about Liam, about the upheaval this would cause in our lives. Dad would be devastated, heartbroken. I had to think of him, of my family. "But Dad, he doesn't deserve this," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. "He'll be destroyed." Mom's tears flowed freely now. "I know, Mark. And that's why I'm doing this. I can't live a life of quiet desperation anymore. I deserve happiness. We both deserve happiness." The ensuing days were a whirlwind of emotional turmoil. Dad's reaction was a slow-motion car crash of grief and anger. He was shattered, his carefully constructed world crumbling around him. There were arguments, accusations, and a painful legal battle for the divorce. The community was divided. Some sympathized with Mom and Mr. Henderson, others rallied behind Dad. Liam, blissfully unaware of the adult drama, remained a beacon of innocence amidst the storm. My sister, Sarah, sided with Dad, adding fuel to the already raging fire. Her unwavering support for Dad further complicated the situation, creating a deep rift between me and Sarah. I found myself torn between my loyalty to my father and my newfound understanding of my mother's needs. Months later, the divorce was finalized. Mom and Mr. Henderson were together, planning a quiet wedding. Dad moved out of the family home, his heart broken, but his spirit slowly recovering. I found myself increasingly resentful towards Mr. Henderson and his role in the destruction of my family. I still visited Dad regularly, offering what little comfort I could. He was adjusting to his new life, finding solace in his friends and family. My relationship with Mom was strained, but we were trying to find a new dynamic. The experience changed me fundamentally. I learned about the complexities of love, loss, and the resilience of the human spirit. I also learned that sometimes the things we hold most dear can break apart irrevocably, leaving us to pick up the pieces and rebuild our lives. The responsibility I felt initially never entirely left, a constant reminder of the delicate balance of family and personal happiness. Life, it seemed, was full of unexpected turns, and sometimes the only way forward was to walk, even if stumbling, into the unknown.